Good day, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Day Trippin'. So it's what is it, May something, and Rob and I are off to a local little lake not too far from home, hoping to find some chironomid action. Timing should be right that they'll be going on them, but it's been an odd year in the way of timing, where like ice off was early and then the waters didn't warm up, so it's been a little bit of a guessing game. So we're gonna see what happens. It's kind of somewhat overcast, not a bad day, a little bit breezy out, but as we always say, a day of fishing is much better than a day on the couch. So we're gonna get after it. We're bringing you along, and let's see what happens. Good morning, folks. Well, we have made it out onto the water, and a few shucks around, some Chironomids around, not much of anything just yet. So we're just going to kind of cruise some of the usual spots and see if we can't find some bugs and some fish. Can't seem to locate fish, then we'll just try to find out where the bugs are and start working that avenue. If they're on Chironomids, they could be spread out through the column, you never know. So yeah, we're gonna keep looking around. It's a beautiful day, a little bit breezy but not too bad, so we'll see what we can find. We'll get set up, and hopefully when we come back we'll have a fish.
When in doubt,
Booby it out.
take your boobies out.
Yeah, so not much happening. We've been on three different, this is the third spot we've anchored, and at the second spot I took out the booby rod because we have had not much action. Then we decided to move, and we're kind of on a drop here. Rob is still working a bloodworm or a cron, I think.
Yep, got the bloodworm on.
And there was a few fish on the bottom, not many, but this is the spot had the most bugs, so still a mix of Chironomids, probably more Chironomids than Chironomids.
Well, let's land this guy, see what's in him.
Hopefully.
Gotta get the net.
Hopefully.
He looked okay.
Yeah. Not a bad fish. He just woke up though, like he got seemed fairly lethargic, but
The first fish is the best fish. Okay.
yeah.
I think they're on boobies.
They are. They are.
Okay. Let's see what we'll get. I'll get my pump. We'll check this guy out and see what's in him.
Okay, what do we got, boss? Ooh.
We got bloodworms and crons, so that's awesome.
Small?
No, they're decent size. I'll put them in a pump after, but that's the bloodworms are regular size and the crons are probably 14s.
Okay.
Here, let's get this fish out of here while we got the camera rolling.
Okay.
Nice little hot Pennasks.
There we go.
Let him
Off
back
you
out.
go, fella.
Oh, I tried to get his tail under there.
Okay, let's match him up and catch him up. What you got, fella?
Okay, so we took that sample. It was packed with Chironomid larvae and pupa. The larvae looked a little, looked like they were in there longer. It looked like the pupa were more lively, so I switched over to a pupa, matched up. Sort of not a bright silver, but I think ASB.
Yeah.
Casted it out naked, started walking it in. The rest is history.
Now, side note, I did the exact same thing, and as we were walking it in, Rob hit his fish, and I had a take and missed mine. But maybe we're on to something. That's an okay fish. Maybe we're on to something here. The booby rod did its thing. I think we've talked about it a lot of times, but when in doubt, you gotta show them your boobies. And it leads to samples, which leads to more productive ways of fishing. I imagine Rob will probably sample this guy as well.
As long as I can get my hands around him.
He's a little lively. Nice little boat. See you, buddy.
Same thing, buddy.
Exact same thing.
Probably do better with bloodworms than pupa, but
Yep. Look at him. Big too, eh?
yeah.
Decent size. All right, well, maybe we'll try, if I get another fish on the crawn, I'll stick with it. Otherwise, we'll maybe try the bloodworm. But we got some options now, so things are looking up.
So we finally got the boat sort of, kind of working for the wind. Ish. So Brandon went to a bobber because the wind is swirling, and to get a retrieve on the naked line is almost impossible. But he's 2 for 2 on the bobber, so guess what Rob's going to do pretty quick here. Did he hammer it?
No.
Oh, crawn popping right beside your... beside your...
He, soft take. That's what I was saying to you earlier. I'm not used to having to set the hook anymore.
Yeah, we had a couple days where they were ripping it so hard that rod caught all the fish.
That is a skinny fish.
Skinny mini, what the heck?
That is a skinny fish. Getting the odd one like this lately. Skinny suckers.
I'm just gonna get this line out of the way while you're doing that.
Yeah, he's good.
There we go.
Just give him the salute.
Hey, let me put a pump in him.
Okay.
Here.
Switch. This is a bit of a breach. I haven't cleared the deck, you know. Oh my goodness. That's why we're 2 for 2. Skinny guy. Bye-bye. How's he skinny eating that much?
Still think there's more bloodworms
And prawns, and they're wiggling.
What else do you notice about that sample?
Dirt, mud.
Dirt. What does the dirt tell you?
They're in the mud.
Get on the bottom.
So I'm actually hanging, that one I was hanging at 18 feet in probably 17 or 18 feet of water. So I am right near the bottom. And I'm still fishing a crawn, which they're taking, but I think, Rob, did you switch to a bloodworm?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if they keep taking that, but...
Those are mostly bloodworms, a couple crawn, a couple pupa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Making progress. Okay, so Rob is just dropping some forceps overboard here to measure the bottom. And I thought we would show what can happen sometimes. So if you see that mark there, those forceps are gone. Okay, disappeared in the mud. Now go ahead and lift up, Rob. And stop.
Okay.
So now that's pretty much the bottom. And if you look, Rob's got like almost 3 feet.
It's
So
about 2.
2, yeah.
What's the difference between the soft bottom and the hard bottom of the binder?
It's about 2.5 feet.
Right, so pretty accurate.
Yeah. So, oh, we just had a fish jump to our right here. But anyway, so it's just something to be cautious of. If you don't use electronics and you're using forceps to mark the bottom, make sure you're not hanging your fly right in the mud, because that's what would happen if we didn't check that. Something to think about. Okay, I don't know how good the audio is going to be on this because it's a little bit breezy, but the Booby has unlocked things for the day. It's Rob's second cast, second fish.
Since the sample from the Booby.
Yes, since the sample from the Booby, yep. So, use your tools. Hey, 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 hey.
Use your tools. That's a good point.
Yep. So now it's going to be, the wind is doing a 360.
Yeah, we'll have to reset the boat up.
Yeah, I think so. Little feller there.
And why not?
One more for good measure. This might be okay if this wind stays consistent blowing out like this. At least we can fish off the drop this way.
He went right through this hole.
Did he?
Yeah.
He gone.
No sample.
That's okay. Back he goes.
And he said, "See you later."
Take this babe. He's sunk just a little bit, so we'll start walking it in and see what we can do.
So in an attempt to get out of the wind, we've come into this shallow bay, thinking, not seeing a fish move, not seeing a hatch on the water. Thought maybe, oh well, we'll mess around here a bit and then go home, and Brandon catches a fish. So what'd you do here?
Well, we're in 8 or 9 feet of water. So I ditched the prawn and just put a leech on, a little jig leech, 7 feet down. Was half asleep and started looking for my bobbler and couldn't find it, so I looked it up on the rod, and this is why I couldn't find it.
Okay, now I would bet that they're full of Chironomids because that's all I've really seen remnants of in here.
I'm curious. It's a fairly small fish, but he's big enough to pump for sure. So
Okay.
and put a pump in him.
All right. Come here. I'll shut this off, get a pump in them, and come back.
You can stay. Keep going.
Okay.
Hooks out.
Oh, okay, here we go.
You got the pump over there?
I do.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, this will be interesting a little bit. Let's see what the shallow water fish are eating. It's either staple foods of some sort or Chironomids, because like Rob said, that's all that seems to be in here. So all kinds of Chironomids?
No, buddy, those
Are they little prawns?
Those are little prawns.
BOCs is what they are.
But they're small, like that's 22x?
Yep. Yep.
Tiny prawns.
We could try the BOC or we could flog the leech.
A couple tiny hyalellas in there.
Yep.
Just perfect. Tiny, tiny prawns, tiny, tiny hyalella. I say you keep fishing that big leech, buddy.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. You're now kind of sort of pissing me off a little bit.
Well, some days it happens, you know?
You're not supposed to catch more fish than me, Brandon.
I was sleeping at the wheel again and looked up to try and find my bobber. It was gone. I pulled up and here he was.
Okay, well, I guess I need to put a leech on.
Yeah, I've gone to the staple. I'll show you guys this leech. Just a little straggle leech on a barbless jig hook with a head turner.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is the second spot we've been in the shallows. I mean, these aren't fish that are lighting the world on fire, but they're fun when everything else is a little slow.
Well, what are you going to do?
We're
You come
making it happen.
fishing, and if you can catch fish, you're doing good.
Well, here we just ducked out of the wind. I don't know if Rob can pan over. It is nasty out there. This is the one spot that was somewhat covered. And we thought, okay, before we go home, we'll try this. If we get a fish, we get a fish. If not, well, 5 minutes in, not even.
Okay, you cast. I'm going to swap up and see if I can get a fish.
Should I take my fly off until you catch a fish? Would that make you feel bad?
No.
Okay, how to change pissed off Rob to happy Rob.
No longer pissed
See
off.
that bend right there? That's a happy Rob.
Who would have known? You just have to put a leech on.
Yeah, see, weird. Puts a leech on, throws it out there. 5 minutes later, boom.
Well, you know.
You want to? I know you want to match the hatch all the time. You know, sometimes you just gotta give him the staples. Where's he going?
We're going over here.
Oh, sorry about the camera, folks. Oh, sheesh. Okay, switch.
I think he's okay.
Not bad.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen one of these.
That's one. The first couple of fish in the shallows here have been a little on the smaller side, but
Maybe not.
keeping us entertained in the absence of a. Well, that's not a bad fish, dude. Yeah, that's not bad.
Probably bigger than that one you got, eh?
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
For sure. See? Anything less than for sure right there would have triggered him, so I gotta be careful. So, basically just trying to salvage a bit of a day. I mean, we had an okay day. You know, we got some fish on the crons, not a ton. And when that shut off, we could have went home. We thought about it, but the diehards in us thought, let's go work the shallow. Oh, more of the good stuff. Let's work the shallows. And nice, dude. Yeah, we'll take that. Small fish, he says.
Let's get a picture.
Okay, you want some photos? Okay, folks, we'll be back for a release if he doesn't get away while we take his picture. Okay. Thanks for playing, fella. Give a smile to the people. Okay, what do we got? That thing is absolutely stuffed
trying to match the hatch all day. Since the crawny shut off, hasn't worked. So I'm just going to keep this leech on because we keep catching them on leeches, even though we pump them and they're full of K-arborous pupa, K-arborous larva, hyalella. Try to match stuff up.
Glassworms there, folks, as you can see, if it once it focuses, little jelly worms. Some of them still wriggling. That don't make it easy, but the big leech is doing the work, so we'll keep trying.
Journey boats. Take a licking and keep on ticking.
Well, that's a wrap on another beauty day. A little bit of a tough day, I guess. We kind of thought our timing would be pretty good for the crons. Timing this year is a little off, mostly because of how the ice off was early and then things didn't really warm up like they normally do. So things, you got to play with it a little bit, but there was some bug activity. We did manage to get some fish on the crons once we figured out kind of what was going on. The Booby fly helped us to figure that out. That's something that is a pretty invaluable tool. I mean, when things are tough and you can't get them on what you think you can, that thing usually produces. And we caught one fish with it today, and then it got put away. We got our sample, we got an idea what was going on, and we went to work. And we had a little bit, maybe an hour or two of some okay chironomid fishing. And then even that shut off. And then it was like, okay, well, it's early afternoon. We can go home early, or we can try to salvage a day. And don't get too hung up on fishing one thing when you're out here, because if we would have just rode off the crons and went home, we would have missed out on a few fish that we managed to find in the shallows just with staple stuff. So this time of year, you can have fish in deep water, you can have fish in shallow water, they can be on a hatch, they can be eating staple foods. There's lots of options. So don't get discouraged if what you're trying to do isn't working. Just keep putting the pieces to get to the puzzle together and try something else. So for us, that was leeches in 6-7 feet of water and salvaged a bit of an afternoon. So flies of the day, we'll call the Booby the rescue fly of the day for sure. And then I think the top cron was probably just an ASB black rib, nothing fancy there. And then a straggle leech at the end of the day. So that's what we were using. The footage should show you, tell you everything else we were doing. But if you need any of those flies, or you want any of those flies, you can find them at customtroutflies.ca if you're not from the area. If you're local, we've got them down at the fly shop at Dominic's Marine. Come on down. We've got assortments put together now, so few different packages available. But yeah, come see us for that and anything else you need. Aside from that, hit the subscribe button, smash the like, do all those things that we're supposed to tell you to do when we do YouTube videos, and hang on tight, because I think prime time is pretty much setting in. So hopefully we've got some good stuff coming down the pipe for you, but we're excited about it and look forward to getting after some more fish. So till the next one, cheers and tight lines.